Jets and Jags tonight, Pro Bowl, Schmo Bowl. We have Gronkowski, part of the FanDuel family. Huge news this morning, and he is here. Stay tuned. Let's go. The one and only four-time Super Bowl champion. Oh, where am I looking? Here? Am I looking here? Am I looking here? Okay, got it. Four-time Super Bowl champion. He's been to a couple Pro Bowls. I'm actually just playing in Super Bowls instead of going to those Pro Bowls. That's okay. Rob Gronkowski is part of the FanDuel family. We all found out this morning. That's a bit of breaking news that we have and that we are excited about. So, yes, that is certainly it. And then before we get into it, let's take a look at this. What do we got? All right, Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni says he does not expect quarterback Jalen Hurts to play Saturday against the Cowboys. Easy there, Waterworks. Easy there. We love a Minshew. We love a Minshew here on the show. We are Minshew maniacs here on the program. We have a special TNF edition of Hammer Time. Matthew Hamilton breaking down Trevor Lawrence ahead of tonight's Jets-Jags game. Be on the lookout for CJ Uzomah and Mike White, who told us they were dressing as Jack Skeleton. I've never seen A Nightmare Before Christmas. Is it good? Looks absolutely terrifying. Something I would not enjoy at all. But those two will waltz on into the Amazon Thursday Night Football game and doing that. And we also have Eric Weddle here to deliver his grit list. I'd like to see if we can get Eric Weddle and Gronk on the camera together. Give him some time. I remember a battle between the two. Didn't Gronk score a couple touchdowns on Eric Weddle? I know Eric has admitted that he's the best tight end he's ever seen out there, so we'll see about that. But let's talk about this, guys. Nick Sirianni just announced that Gardner Minshew getting the start. It's going to be hard to replace their Pro Bowl quarterback and those 35 total touchdowns he scored this year. But hopefully it's just a short-term thing. Remember, everyone out there, and good morning to you. I can't believe Gronk's part of the FanDuel family. I'm so excited. Here's what I want you to remember. By the way, Lane Johnson giving Gronk the googly eyes when he said he was bored yesterday. He wants him to come down to Philadelphia. Those Eagles need one more win over the final 3 weeks, just one win to lock it up, cement their place in the NFC East and the #1 seed in the NFC overall. So it is time to talk about now, and you guys can tweet us, Up and Adam Show. How are we doing with this guy? Are we getting this guy to work at some point? Richard, how are we doing? In the break? Kind of, but not really, because now there's like tons of commotion and things going on. How are we feeling? Not going to happen. Okay. So now it's time for something we do on the show every week. We usually don't do it on a Thursday ahead of a big TNF game, but there are a bunch of things I think we're underreacting to in the NFL. We're putting a bow on Week 15 and looking ahead, I think, and I mentioned this on the show when Hamilton is out there, and I don't often get Hamilton looking at me like, okay, that's a great point you just made there. And he did. And it's when I said that the Bills losing Von Miller and still being tops in the AFC is pretty incredible, and nobody's talking about this. This was the piece. This was the finishing touch, the icing on the cake that was brought in to transform and elevate a defense that had a glaring hole at pass rusher, to push them over the edge from contending to being, we're switching, a Super Bowl champ. And he goes down, and it is a huge blow. But they lose him. It happens on Thanksgiving. Since then, if you think about it, they've gone 4-0. They're undefeated. All 4 teams they've beaten are 500 or better. The last 3 of those wins have been against division rivals. And this was a Bills team that we were like, win a game in your division the whole first half of the season. Can you beat somebody in the AFC East? And here's the thing. Von Miller leaves, and the other guys on the defense have stepped up. You're taking a look at what this D has done. They're ranked inside the top 10 in nearly every defensive category in Von's absence. Scoring defense, let's see, total defense in the red zone, and, well, a big part of that has been the return of Trey White, which I was banging on the table, like, when is he back? Brian Barton, our Bills fan here, who literally loves him so much that he wears an awful vest, an awful puffy dad's vest with that Buffalo Bill on it every week, every other day on this program. He loves them so much. We wanted Trey White back. We were worried about all of this. The veterans on the defense are holding it down. We're also seeing the youngsters, 2021 first rounder Greg Rousseau, seizing the opportunity, filling the void created by Von's injury in the last 3 games. Let's hear a little noise for Rousseau, please. Thank you. He's been wreaking havoc. 2 sacks, strip sack, 4 quarterback hits, 2 batted passes, and a few huge, important, pivotal run stops. And listen, while Von Miller may not be able to make his presence on the field, we heard it. Our show started August 18th or something. So, really? I go August 18th. He goes September 6th. Is that true? All right, well, either way, I remember we had a lot of guests on talking about the addition of Von Miller, a lot of, I think Maddie up with Buffalo, covering the Bills and talking about what he does with his pass rushing academy and what he does to bring guys up and what he was going to do to these young rookies. And it has played out perfectly. Their plan has worked incredibly. His impact on Rousseau may just be the thing that's going to keep this team in contention. And I'll let Mr. Sean McDermott take it away while I get my foot out of my mouth.
Followed everything that Von did, in terms of watching, listening, learning, taking notes. He was in Von's hip pocket.
Rousseau, drafted in the first round last year, he was drafted to give that pass rush an edge. We know his potential is through the roof. If Von's influence can sort of help him reach it, the osmosis effect being around him, whatever, and Von Miller being so generous, so willing to teach and perform at that level with those expectations, a Super Bowl champion, a bona fide guy, and if Greg can, by extension, help these Bills win a Super Bowl, that $120 million deal will be worth every single penny, and that is something I, myself, and everyone kind of went, is this going to be worth it? It is. It is with what's happening up there in Buffalo. And just the fact that they lose, name me a team that's at the top of their conference that loses their big addition, their centerpiece, that all of a sudden still is on top. I don't know. If the Bengals lose Jamar Chase, are we still talking about maybe? We saw them do well without him. But I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, especially when their glaring weakness was pass rush going into this season. It's why they didn't beat the Chiefs. It's why they needed to pay him $126 million? It was 120 or 126? It was a lot of millions. I mean, do the six even matter at that point? Yeah, I think it's the same amount that FanDuel played Gronk. Okay, that's number two. You guys can hit us up at Up and Adam Show. Gronk is on the way. On the show, we'll talk about his new deal with FanDuel, entering the FanDuel family. I mean, him and Charles Barkley, those are two characters. FanDuel likes the characters. We like it. I do think we're underreacting to the Chiefs. I've talked about Mahomes, where we are normalizing greatness, but there's an incredible story here with Chiefs running back Jerick McKinnon. What a story. I think people forget. We are a few years removed from wondering whether or not we'd ever see him play football again. Do we not remember 2018, 2019, pre-pandemic? He was with the Niners. He tears his ACL and things didn't look good. But he's back and he's been absolutely thriving. This is his 30-year-old season. Shout out to 30-year-olds doing their thing. He was a hero. The Chiefs' overtime win in Houston on Sunday. He had 52 on the ground, 70 through the air. 2 touchdowns, including the walk-off winner, and a 2-point conversion. This came after he racked up 134 total yards and 2 touchdowns in the game against the Broncos. So he's playing with so much confidence right now, and he's brought that into this Chiefs huddle. Listen to this.
Nah, we were coming into the huddle, and obviously we were in 4-minute, running 4-minute ball, and they're stacking the box, so it was a little tough. And Pat was like, he looked at me, he said, 2 hands on the ball, let's go. I said, I'm about to score. And Juju looked at me, he said, I got your block, bro. Just when you find me when you get out there. And it worked out exactly like that. I made it to the second level, and I literally ran off of Juju's block and was able to score. So, it's just crazy. It worked out like that, man. Power of the time, man, it's crazy.
He was going crazy after that touchdown. You love to see it because it means something more to him. He now has a career high in receiving yards. He's second on the team to only Travis Kelce in touchdown catches. This is, Tyreek Hill leaves. Where's Mahomes going to go? Mahomes is going to Jerick McKinnon. He is the most trusted outlet, and I think it's special to see after everything that we know that he's dealt with and been through. Has to be rock bottom having an injury like that. What am I going to do with my career? And then this bounce back in his latest season. It's amazing. And good luck trying to stop this Chiefs offense, by the way. Finally, we're underreacting to something that I definitely was not on my radar, and that is the Washington Commanders. Heineke's influence has been impressive, right? This team is now 5-2-1 since taking over as the starter, and they are in the thick of the playoff race. And I've never really considered them, to be honest, a contender at any point this year. But when enough people start telling me something, I've learned to listen. First, it was Brandon Marshall last Friday with this that he said.
And I also like the Commanders. I think the Commanders could be the 2005
Whoa.
Pittsburgh sitting at 7-5, and then all of a sudden they go into your place, Chicago, Soldier Field. They whoop up on the Bears, and then they go on this legendary run, and then they find themselves in the Super Bowls against the Seattle Seahawks, and they win this Super Bowl. I say that because there's always one dark horse every year, one team that we never thought would do it.
So Brandon says some things sometimes, and I'm like, oh. So I thought about it, and I was like, no. And then yesterday, it was Joe Hayden.
Commanders, like you said, Heineke's getting it done. I don't care what anybody says. He's whooping people's butts, and then he's getting Jordans in the color of the team that he beats. I think that's one of the coolest things I've heard of in a long time.
Jordans are the key.
I'm a Heineke fan, and he is. Yeah, so I think if there's a team that can sneak in and that nobody's thinking about, it'd be the Commanders.
I was legit speechless when he said. I still kind of am, but Taylor Heineke. Once you pay attention to, he has commanded the attention of his teammates, the fans, and as you just saw, former stars in the league as well. And it's everything together. It's what they're doing. I mean, look what happened yesterday with Reeves. What an insane viral clip that was. It brought tears to all of our eyes here on the show. But it's the whole persona. This didn't bring tears to my eyes. This reminds me of Rob Gronkowski. The beer chugging at the Caps game. It's all of it. It's the matching Jordans that Joe Hayden was talking to us about, this celebrating a roughing the passer penalty. It's the underdog story of the engineer from Old Dominion going from the XFL to a winning NFL quarterback, and we love it. And there's something special going on here. And it's causing people that have been around the game for years and around the league for a very long time to maybe not take the popular storylines and whatever and to buy in on this. So Eagles, Niners, Vikings, Cowboys, you're on notice. Don't sleep on Washington. The Washington Commanders, and with the help of guests on Up and Adam's show, have helped me see what could be that dark horse team. All right, we got to take a break because Rob Gronkowski's here. Enough of me talking. Nobody wants to hear that. We got Rob Gronkowski on the show. Okay, now people are going to be like, is he going to go to the Dolphins? He's wearing the aquamarine. I don't know. This tweet from Rob Gronkowski shook the world. Major waves yesterday on the interwebs. A lot of speculation on what could this mean. Well, people, we got our answer this morning.
I'm bored. I may go back and play. Just kidding. But I really need something to do.
Hello? I've been waiting for this phone call. Yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'll see you soon.
I'm bored. Let's bring him in right now. Four-time Super Bowl champion, four-time All-Pro Mr. Yo Soy Fiesta himself, Rob Gronkowski. Hello.
Hey, Kay, how you doing?
I'm so good. Congratulations. This is major news.
Yes, it is. I partnered up with FanDuel. It is definitely major news. And let me tell you, last night with the tweet, I'm kind of bored with the emoji. It has definitely caused, I wouldn't really say problems, but it has definitely caused an uproar on what was next with myself. What the funniest part about it was my agent. He's definitely super agent, Drew Rosenhaus.
Yeah.
He texted me within 30 minutes of the tweet. That's how on top of the game he is. He loves football. He breathes football 24/7. He hit me up and wrote, Rob, are you really bored? Do you want me to start calling teams for you? And I'm like, Drew, you're like #1 super agent. You proved it once again. Every year you prove it. But he was on top of his game that quick. And I just started laughing like, no, Drew, you know I'm not playing. But he just still wanted to see me out there and call some teams,
The legend.
which was great.
Legend Drew Rosenhaus. Listen, fans were so excited for the past 24 hours, and then some of them let down a little bit because this, it's you. Everyone wants you to join their team. Reggie Jackson said, you need to call Tom. Lane Johnson's giving you the googly eyes. Sports Illustrated, Caesars, by the way, which I think is funny. Haha, joke's on you. Question for you, Rob Gronkowski, now FanDuel partner. We're celebrating that all the morning. Did any NFL teams reach out to you?
Since the tweet? All right, since the tweet, yes, 2 teams reached out.
Who?
Since the tweet. It was unbelievable. I don't say who, but yes, there was 2 teams. It was pretty nuts to me that everyone actually saw the tweet. Like, it shows how far social media can go and how quick it can travel.
Yeah.
Because I barely tweet, actually. I just tweet, once in a while, but, like, I'm kind of bored. just people took that as I was coming back to football right away. And it was just mind blowing actually how my agent hit me up. 2 teams hit me up. Like it was just crazy. And my friends actually were hitting me up too. They're like, bro, are you really going back to football? Like, I don't see that, I don't see that happening. I was like, yeah, man, I'm not. They're like, you're a genius. I was like, I'm announcing I'm signing with FanDuel tomorrow. They're like, man, what a play you're doing. I'm like, it really wasn't that big of a play. It was just a little tweak.
So when Bill Belichick called you, did you guys catch up on family and stuff too, or?
Oh yeah, we talked about our Christmas plans. What he's doing with his dog. His dog Nike. His dog wants to meet my dog Ralphie.
Okay.
He wanted to build some snowmen. Put the carrot as the nose. All that good stuff.
Gronk, were the two teams that called you teams that you played for?
Possibly and possibly not.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I don't. My lips are sealed now.
You.
I don't give answers away now like that.
Drew Rosenhaus is calling right now, saying, "Don't you dare tell her anything."
Just put it this way: Drew wanted to call every team. That's what he wanted to do.
But I love that 2 teams called you, and I know which 2 teams they are based on this conversation, which I love. But you know what?
No,
they
you
all
don't.
lose. They
no,
lose.
You don't.
Well, they lose either way. Whoever called you, because you're part of the FanDuel family. So it's you, me, Pat McAfee, Jordan Spieth, Charles Barkley. That's a hell of a little Christmas dinner, Rob.
Yes, that is. That's a family right there. We're gonna all have to get together soon and toast to FanDuel and have some holiday dinner with all of us.
Of course, Rob. So it's over, huh? Like you look like you're happy, celebrating. Is it really over? No playoff, Gronk. Will you play professional football again?
No, I'm not playing this year. I mean, I can't, tell you what I'm going to do next year or the year after.
Gronk,
You never know.
Gronk.
There could be a slight chance. They're like, it's like the Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance.
What
and,
would it?
Yes, I'm saying there's a chance, but like that, like a little chance like that. But what was wild though was yesterday I put that tweet up like I'm kind of bored, but actually I'm not even bored at all. Like I've been doing a lot of things. I stay busy. I had a great shoot that I'm not really supposed to talk about.
Nope.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say anything else. I've been having great shoots. I've been working, being an analyst as well, which has been going great. And I've also been staying busy with activities. I've been, practicing basketball a lot. I've been doing pickleball a lot.
Okay.
Which is a great activity, a great workout. And I've been lifting still, working out, running a little bit. I just like to stay in shape. My dad, obviously, it's through my family. My dad's been in the fitness industry for 32 years now. He's been selling fitness equipment. So it's just in my blood to stay in shape, to do activities, and just to stay active. And another thing I did actually yesterday, I got to give back. I went to the Children's Hospital in Springfield, Massachusetts, the Shriners Hospital. I got to meet with 8 kids. I went to the store. I bought each kid 2 pairs of shoes. I gave them a signed Buccaneers jersey, a signed Patriots football, because I wasn't sure, it was in Mass. I wanted them to have a Patriots gear too, and also Tampa gear too. So, and also gave them one of my brother's ice shakers so they can put their drink in it wherever they are. And let me tell you what a blast it was to see the smile on the kids' faces. It was one of the best things I've done in quite a long time.
Well, Gronk, you can't really say that because you're always doing good stuff. Like when I was up in New England covering the Patriots, I would talk about it on that little sports show that I did up there. Like Gronk, it's he's a caricature and he does this and the cruise. But you're so generous, honestly. You really are. You have such a big heart. You're always giving back. Whether it's the $1.2 million you donated last year, people don't talk about this enough. You helped renovate a Boston playground. You've got the partnership with USAA donating military vehicles to donating vehicles to military veterans that are in need. And this season, we have footage of that. You dressed up. You didn't just go. You went all the way. Take a look. Come on, Gronk.
The best day ever. Thank you to Santa Claus for sending Robbie G. the elf here to Springfield Shriners Children's Hospital. The kids were so excited. I was excited. They were so happy to receive all their gifts. They had so much joy. Thank you, Santa, for sending us here. Thank you to Springfield Shriners Hospital here, all the staff and everyone. It was the best day ever. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
So when you say you're keeping busy, I mean, that's what you're doing. That's what you were about as a player, a young player. You were about that. And what keeps you wanting to give back like that?
Yeah, it's always about giving back. I mean, everyone always supported, every Sunday there would be 80,000 fans coming to the stadium to support, whatever team I was on, to support myself as well. And also going to the Patriots, Mr. Kraft has established, giving back to the community, and that just emboiled right into my blood from the very beginning when I joined the Patriots. And they just have a great program over there that has just settled into my heart, and just saw what the Patriots were doing, what Mr. Kraft was doing, just giving back every single Tuesday during the season, and just saw how special that was. So I've just continued it from my Patriot days, going to Tampa, and also now not playing, just finding ways to give back, especially to the kids. I just had such a great childhood. I had so many friends around to play with. I had all the equipment, even though it was hand-me-downs from my brother. I still had all the equipment for hockey, for baseball, for football, for whatever it was. So I just love to give back to the kids and give them the opportunity that I had to succeed and to the next level. Especially,
I mean, I'm looking at I need you to fact check something. I saw this on Instagram earlier. And speaking of the holidays, and you come from such a big family, is it true, just fact check some of this stuff for me, is it true that your family spent Christmas Eve 1996 in the emergency room because you got in a mini sticks battle with your brother Goose in the basement and he had to get 6 stitches?
Yes, so there's actually film of this out there too. My mom finally found the film because she was filming it, and my brother was going across the middle with his hockey stick. He was very young, but it was all out. Like, there was checks allowed, there was everything allowed, and I absolutely leveled him. He went flying. I think it was the stick that went across his chin, or his chin hit the ground. It was either or. I gotta review the film, but my mom went right to the hospital, broke open his chin. He had 6 stitches. So that's just one of the legendary stories about us growing up.
Your mom is a legend. Your mom is an absolute legend.
Oh, 100% she is. And she actually has this amazing book that she just came out with this year called Outnumbered. And it explains, the whole book is about how she managed all 5 of us, because there's 5 sons she had, and how she brought us to all the practices, how she fed us. Because my mom was just a workhorse with us. My dad was working, and my mom managed us to make sure we were sure that we had our food, that we had lunch, that we had dinner, and just the whole book is about how she did it, and it's just an unbelievable read.
Rob, can we bring her on the show sometime?
Actually, 100%. She would love to come on the show. And that is the best Christmas idea ever. And that's going to be her Christmas present as well. I'm going to tell her she's going on the show. She would love it. And hey, Kay, we're following through with that.
Yes,
she's
I'm not kidding.
She's coming on the show.
I would love that.
100%.
I mean, she deserves that kind of presence after getting you a Space Jam comforter for Christmas in 1996.
Yeah. What's funny is that my football coach, not my gym teacher, who was my football coach for JV football, he came over one day because we were really good friends with him, Mr. Jacobs, and he saw my Space Jam comforter, and he just started making fun of me. And I still remember that to this day.
Rob, that's amazing. In honor of you dressing as an elf, so in honor of Robbie the elf, let's say, we're going to play a little game called Elf It or Shelf It. I'll give you a topic, and you tell me whether you're into it when you elf it, or if you're not into it, in which case we shelf it, okay?
All right, let's do it. I like it.
First up, it's the holidays, which means love is in the air, of course. Mistletoe, is it still a thing? Are we elfing it or shelving it?
Oh, I haven't heard of all the mistletoe in quite some years, so we're gonna shelf it.
You're not into the kiss thing of mistletoe. I'm into it. Shelf it. It's out. Sorry. Listen, nobody sailed the open sea quite like you with the Gronk party cruise. It's been a while. Elf it or shelf it? Gronk party cruise.
Oh man. The party cruise was a one-off, so we're going to shelf the party cruise, but we do have Gronk Beach now, which actually Gronk Beach is going down at the Super Bowl again this year on Saturday. So Gronk Beach is alive, but the party cruise, that was a one and done. That was pretty wild, though. That was a one and done, so we're shelving that one.
I love your quotes from that post-party cruise. You're like, I don't know how we did that. I don't remember what happened on that thing. Next up, Gronk, TikTok. Are you in on TikTok? It's kind of hard to do. Here you are TikToking. Are you elfing it or shelving it?
I'm elfing it. You know, TikTok is one of the most legendary social media apps out there right now. I'm definitely elfing it. You know, I definitely need help with making the videos. I get help with making the videos and all the trends that are going on, but I love the videos that are out there, and it's for the kids as well. The kids love TikTok.
They do. All the kids love it. Now, you have flirted with this before. Rob Gronkowski, the wrestling star, you, of course, ended your relationship because you came back to the NFL. Elf it or shelf it? Ever again?
You know, it's on the shelf right now, but you never know. That Alf could go onto the shelf and take it off the shelf. So it's kind of an in-between. So maybe in the future, it's kind of like football. You just don't know. You just don't know. I'm always ready. I'm staying in shape. You just never know. So that's kind of like, it's on the shelf, but it may be Elf in the future.
Okay, and then there's the number 69. It really had a moment with Rob Gronkowski during your playing days. Are you still in on it? Are we elfing or shelving the number 69?
Actually, it just came back. And I can tell you this. One of the teams that wanted me to come back sent me a picture of me in a uniform wearing number 69 and told me that I could be number 69. This was 2 days ago. If I come back, I could be number 69 and check-in eligible every play where the referee would have to go over the microphone and say, number 69 is eligible every single play. So yes, it is out. It is back in action. And that almost got me to go back to football.
It almost, that is what it took. If anybody out there is wondering what will it take to get Gronk out of retirement and back on a team, you have to let him wear the number 69. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and the referee has to, over the microphone to the whole stadium, number 69 is eligible. Naturally.
So, I mean, kudos to the Buccaneers social team, because they're great at making those photoshops.
No, it wasn't the Buccaneers. I can't tell you. I can't tell you who it was, Kay. I just let a little info out, but I don't give you the exact details.
I'm seeing that. You're the king of unretired. You made retirement not a thing anymore. The door's always open. You can always come back. You and your friend Tom Brady, of course.
Actually, it's not even me. It's wherever I go. I walk into the grocery store. When are you coming back, Rob? It's like I didn't leave the retirement door open, so now I'm just going along with it. So it's so many people, so many fans. I love it, though. My fans just love to see me out on the football field, which is great. That's what it's all about. But they basically leave the door open for me. You got to come back. If you don't come back this year, come back next year. So then I just keep the door open then because my fans keep the door open for me. So it works well.
Shout out to the fans. When's the last time you went out in public and weren't recognized?
Well, the thing is, I'm 6'6", 260 pounds. So it's if people don't really recognize me, they look at me and they're like, what sport do you play? And it's a lot of times when people don't actually know that I play football, they're like, oh, you're a basketball player. What team do you play for? And then I tell everyone I played for the University of Arizona basketball team and that I wasn't any good and I rode the bench and that I never made it to the pros.
I like that. I'm just thinking you're so big and you can't walk into a CVS or a Vons or a Ralph's and just be you. You can't. And a lot of NFL players can, but you can't. It's kind of tight. I bet that's tough.
I actually fly commercial a lot now. I go to a lot of places in the public, but I got a lot of tricks. The pandemic has definitely had some benefit to my side. I put the mask on, and the mask goes right up to my eyes right there. I have a very comfortable mask that I can breathe really freely in. And then it goes right here, and then I put a hat on that comes right down to here. Hold on. Oh, I got the hat. I just don't have my mask on me. I was going to show you. I go to airports. I go to malls like that. I go shopping, and not one person knows. But I can't wear athletic clothes because people know my walk. It's weird. They're like, you're Gronk. I know your walk. You're hiding under the mask. And I'm sitting there shocked. They're like, can't see your face, but I can tell by your walk. So now I wear baggy clothes so people don't know it's me. And also, I try not to wear athletic shoes either. I try to wear really crappy shoes or dress shoes or something because that throws off people as well.
I know it's funny and everyone's I feel for you on that. That would be awful to have to even think and consider those kind of things. I literally can't imagine.
Yeah.
But I know you embrace it because you want to see people, but some privacy would be nice.
Yeah. Well, the mask trick, it works out. It's a good balance now.
Have you ever heard of those glasses that have the nose and the mustache? You could just do one of those.
Yeah, I could, but I would need a hat on too. They know, they know top of my head too. It's It's wild.
Gronk, new FanDuel partner, FanDuel family. 2 teams reached out to you. We're not close enough yet that you'll tell me which teams they are, but that's okay.
I'll tell you after the season when my mom comes on with us.
Okay, that sounds great. She can come on, honestly, whenever. She can come on every time you come on. Tom Brady, got to get to that. Have to, like, by, obligation of journalism, ask you about it.
By obligation. All right, that's fine. As long as you say that first.
When's the last time he called you?
Oh, when he called me? No, just a couple weeks ago.
And has he called you to come play with him?
No. We've talked before the season. And, that's why he's such a great guy. He just wants the best for you. He just wants people to be happy. He just wants his teammates to be happy. He wants his friends to be happy. He wants his family to be happy. So whatever it is, whatever makes you happy, Tom's happy for you. And that's what makes him great. And same with him. And that's why I believe if he's still playing football, people a lot of times question me, why is he still playing at 45? Yeah. Because it makes him happy. So he just wants to, best for everyone and wishes the best for everyone in whatever their situation is. But he always says, though, if your heart changes and you think you'll be happier playing football, well, then come on back. So the door, always leaves it open, but he also just wants the best for his teammates and his friends.
I think everyone really needs to listen to what you just said, because I think people will be like, oh, he didn't really say anything. Maybe everyone watching, it's just that simple. Tom wants to be happy. Playing football makes him happy. It's just that simple. It's not as complicated as we all want to make it and TMZ wants to make it and analyst. It makes him happy and he wants to play. I'll ask you this. What team, people are saying he's still looking to play potentially next year. With what team would you be least surprised to see him end up with?
Who's that, Tom?
Tom, next year, yeah. Like what team would be least surprising? Yeah.
Oh, well, the team that he's on right now. That would be the least surprising. Yeah. Right? It makes sense. Just stay in one place. He loves Florida, loves the weather, loves the Buccaneers. So he's building a house down in Miami. That's just a couple hours away. So that's perfect. Yeah. So that's the least surprising team.
You're doing the analyst stuff on Fox. I think it looks like whenever you feel like it literally looks like you just show up and are on TV whenever you feel like it. Is that how it works?
Oh, yeah, kind of. So I'm actually only obligated to do about 6 appearances. So I've already done a couple, and I've kind of got it down now. So I was doing it out of New York, and they were kind of like zooming me in all the way over to LA, which was great. I loved it. But then I finally went into the studio last week. It was fantastic. And then by next time I am appearing will be for the playoffs. So I got 3 more segments. We're going to be knocking it out of the park during the playoffs. Yes. Yeah, so it'll be very, very awesome. And I can't wait. Playoff action, playoff football is the best. Yeah, Fox is lucky to have you. Now, up in Boston, where you started your career, of course, won many a Super Bowl ring, there's some New England, people, fans even, that are saying, respectfully, it's time to switch it up. New blood, new regime. It's time for Bill Belichick to maybe try something else. Do you think that's completely unhinged thinking, insane? What I think that they just need to change is, their defense is very, very strong. They're making plays all over the place. They got a good base with McCourty leading the way, who has been there since 2010 when he was drafted in the same class as me as the first rounder. He's just had an unbelievable career, and he's leading that defense. And that's the guy that you want to lead that defense and put everyone in place. And then, but it's just, I would say the struggles are on the offensive side of the ball. The coaching is always there. Like I said, I think Coach Belichick is definitely, if not the best coach of all time. So I really just think they got to make changes on the offensive side. I'm not really sure I'm not in the building. I mean, some people say they need receivers, they need more offensive weapons, and some say it's the coaching with first year, split between the offensive coordinator duties. So I think personally that they just need 1 or 2 more playmakers on that offensive side of the ball that can go deep and get open basically on whatever play they need to. Maybe a player who's 69 and eligible. Yes, that is exactly what they need. And then Coach Belichick, that gives them another way to stand out as the best coach of all time, because he's going to have to develop how can I make this guy eligible every single play, and how can I get him open, because he has an offensive line number. So that would definitely put him as the best coach of all time if he could figure that out.
I think he is up for the task. You are part of our FanDuel family, Rob Gronkowski. We're going to say bye to you, but not before we bring in our next guest, another member of our family. I'm sure you're familiar with Eric Weddle, who is here. You two had a couple battles against each other, huh?
Gronk, what's good,
Eric,
babe?
what's up, man? This guy's a legend. Dude, you came in for the playoffs. How did you come in for the playoffs, man? Just like that. How did you do that?
You know, it's you just do it, right? You got an opportunity. You do the same if everything, the stars aligned like it had to for me to come back. So, man, it's good to see you. You seem so happy and invigorated and energized. It's, you know, as you know, we both had teammates that struggle with the next stage, and it's always good to see guys happy and doing their thing, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Good to see you as well. And definitely, yeah, you definitely do see a lot of people struggle, man. I would say one thing, though, for athletes that, you know, once they're done playing is to continue, like, working out because, like, you know, try to find the way – because a lot of guys just stop working out. You lose those endorphins and everything is to stay active, you know, and fit because that's what you've been doing your whole life. Your brain knows that. Your mind knows that. Yeah, it's tough to find new opportunities. It's tough to find what you love to do for work-wise, but if you're staying active, you're keeping your mind and your body healthy, then you're going to find those things. But at the same time, you're also staying busy, keeping yourself fit. So to all athletes out there, I would say after you're done playing professional sports, just stay fit and stay active.
No doubt. No
All right.
doubt, bro.
For sure, man.
Eric Weddle, you stay here. Gronk, you go do whatever it is that you do to stay active. We appreciate you so much. Congrats and welcome to FanDuel, buddy.
Great to see you, Gronk.
All right, Eric. Take care. Okay, good to see you.
Good to
Once
see you.
again.
We got the grit list after this. Eric Weddle joins. Eric, I've never seen you without a hat. I'm very thrown off.
Turning it up, hey, we're fighting the time. It's never enough. I ain't need that with a shine. I'm all in my zone. I'm all in control. I'm whipping the sauce, no matter the cost, I'm bringing it home. Turning it up, turn 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 up, turning it up.
The bearded one, a Super Bowl champion that Rob Gronkowski's like, how did you do it, man? How did you take a team and join them in the playoffs and then go to greatness? Eric Weddle is here. Eric!
Okay, how are you?
Where's your hat? This is throwing me off.
I just got a haircut.
Oh, okay.
You could see my little scar from Christian McCaffrey's knee to the head.
Wow.
2019.
Wait, show us that one up close, and then we can make Christian feel really bad. Christian, how could you?
No, he's great. He's having an unbelievable year too.
He is. He might win a Super Bowl. We'll talk about it. All right, let's do this. We want to hit the grit list. We haven't gone down and gritty in a long time.
I know. We need to. And this is the top three since the new year, the second half of the season.
Panay Sewell.
You can see it right there.
Dawson Knox, Patrick Mahomes. Oh yeah, when he leaped and reached that touchdown, that was pretty gritty.
Yeah.
How about this week's list?
We got some newcomers.
Woo!
We got Fields' touchdown run. This guy just amazes me. The more and more he plays, it's like you see a spectacular play from him, willing his team to at least a competitive game, and this guy runs through half the defense. He's the fastest, the most physical, gifted guy on the field, and just incredible. I mean, the more and more he plays, the better he's going to get, and Chicago should be fired up about this guy because he never quits. Titans, you know this is typical Vrabel, Patriot way, just teaching the intangibles, teaching the little things, the details. This is an unbelievable smart play to tip this ball, throw it back to a teammate, and get the interception. Unbelievable. We've always dreamed of doing this as a DB, having the opportunity. Never got the chance, but to see it in live action was, wow, super, super impressive.
That was crazy.
And we got this play right here. I could not believe what I was witnessing. Never in my life have I seen a play like this. The most dumbest, stupidest play, but also coupled with the most amazing play for the Raiders. Seriously, I still can't believe what I just saw with this play, but we got a new one. Chandler Jones, interception. I mean, Mac Jones, can you have a better effort? I mean, seriously, we know quarterbacks, most quarterbacks are unathletic, not physical dudes, but dude, your game is online, and that's the type of tackling effort. Like, man, come on. Fields touchdown run, and then the Sewell catch in the flats. I mean, still impressive as can be. That's gritty. That's for the win. That's their new top 3. I don't know if the Raiders, that might go into infamy in the history
It was the craziest
of all time.
They're tied. The context. Chandler Jones, former Patriot, they got rid of him. Chandler Jones. I hit him up and was like, "What happened?" He goes, "I don't know. I don't know what happened."
I still have we got a quote from Bill himself. I've been looking.
Great question.
And I still have not read anything of his comments about that play, and I would love to hear just his opinion on it because I respect him.
The Patriots called Gronk to come back, so maybe we can ask Gronk or his family member to hit him up. You don't think so? You don't think Gronk wants to go back there?
Why? Listen. You only want to go back if it's a high probability that team is going to win the Super Bowl, and you can help them. But
like the Rams in 2021.
They're not going anywhere. Yeah, they're not going.
Like what you did with the Rams. You're good at picking those Super Bowl teams to go to. Maybe he should ask you where he should go.
Right.
Eric, tonight we have a very interesting quarterback situation. Zach Wilson, he's getting the start. Mike White injured. Are we excited? Do you think he can light it up and do this thing?
I don't really think so against the Jaguars. I was taken back that he got drafted so high in the beginning. I don't know Zach. I wish him all the best. But the reality is he came from a school that played nobody and lit it up. And I just don't see how you could take a guy that high. I mean, I would have drafted him second or third round at the earliest. Because I knew the struggles that were going to happen once he got to the NFL.
Yeah.
It's not the same playing against mid-level to 1AA schools than playing in the NFL. There's going to be a huge drop-off, and you see that. You see that in fundamentals. You see that how he reads defenses. So I think he has a long ways to go. Now, we're talking arm talent and this and that. Yeah, that's all great, but if you can't sit in there and make the throws on time, you're going to struggle. So and you see the difference between him and Mike White. I don't really know the dynamic as him as a leader and a quarterback and all this other stuff. It sounds like he's come back, but we'll see. I mean, I hope he pulls it out and does better. But I don't know. 2 years in, it's I don't see it. But
so you
hopefully
think the Jags in this one then? Final question.
Yeah, Jags have been playing great ball over the last month. So to do what they did against Dallas, even though Dallas kind of gave that, in a sense, with the unfortunate errors at the end of the game and defensive atrocities. But man, Lawrence is coming into his own, and all the backlash that he had gotten, especially pre-draft, about his comments about, do I love football? Do I not?
Yeah.
Am I all about it? It's just comical. But I like the way they're playing. They got a lot to play for. Jets. They're not winning the division, and they do have a lot to play for in the same sense, but they're just not playing good football right now. So
Gronk,
I'm
don't go to the
Jaguars.
Patriots. Gronk, don't go to the Jets. That's what I'm hearing. But maybe go to the Jags. We'll see.
If I'm Gronk, I'm going Bills, Chiefs, and the Niners. That's it.
Bills, Chiefs, Niners.
Or the Bengals. I would go there. Or the Ravens if Lamar comes back. But
tight end from your former team is a Pro Bowler, Mark Andrews.
Of course.
Maybe, can you
He's
imagine
one of the
those
best.
two together? Woo!
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Gronk's one of the best.
Eric, we love you. Gronk's on our show now every week along with you. Maybe we'll have to do something with you two.
Yeah.
I won't pull up that 2011 footage where he smoked you for 2 touchdowns, though, Eric.
No, he never scored 2 touchdowns.
We'll talk to you next week.
Nice try. Nice try. Nice try, Kay.
Eric, you just got so serious. I was kidding. We got Matt Hamilton after this to break some things down. We've got a very quick hammer time. America's #1 sportsbook got even better. You can bet on horse racing directly in the sportsbook app. FanDuel makes it easy to bet on horse racing. Live races going off every 5 minutes. Free picks, easy tutorials. Go to FanDuel.com/horse racing for more. Jags and Jets at MetLife tonight. You know who else is going to be there? They're going to put this music on the stadium. Hamler's going to the game because he's an idiot because the weather's so bad. Here's the deal. Hand me. We don't got a lot of time.
Yes.
We don't got a lot of time here. Trevor Lawrence has grown more than your hair on your head in the past year. So tell me why we should like him and them.
He really has grown a ton, and it's especially in the mental aspects of the game, how he reads defenses, how he's processing things. And you got to give a lot of credit to Doug Peterson and Press Taylor, not just in the design of the offense, but how they've developed him. Let's go to the tape, and I'll show you what I mean. Here, the Cowboys are playing press man. The Jags are going to run this little switch release concept, try to create a natural rub to free up Christian Kirk on that wheel. Trevor knows they're bringing pressure. He's got to get rid of it quick. Look how quickly this ball is coming out. He sees the rub from Marvin Jones. Kirk is not open yet, but he anticipates it. He throws it to his spot. Perfect ball. Phenomenal catch from Kirk. Big play in this game. And then later, in the red zone, 3rd and goal, you see the over route from Christian Kirk, a corner from Marvin Jones. Trevor has to read that safety, Jaron Kearse, and everything happens faster down in the red zone. As soon as he sees the safety turn to the inside to take away that over route, he knows he has to come to Jones. He has Micah Parsons in his lap here. Jones isn't even out of his break. The cornerback still has hands on him, but Trevor knows, okay, he has outside leverage. If I put this ball up outside, I can give Jones a chance to go make a play, and he puts it in the perfect spot. You can see it here from this angle as well. Parsons creating pressure, Trevor getting that ball out so quickly and in the perfect spot. These are the things that we just didn't see out of him last year as a rookie in that Urban Meyer system, lacking confidence maybe a little bit, the ability that he's had to grow, the way that Doug Peterson has fostered this growth, it's been incredible to watch.
It is, and I know that you and I have a relationship with the guys over at FanDuel, the guys and gals, and we've talked to them about weather, we've talked to them about wind. What do you make of this game from a sportsbook perspective, quickly?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a downpour tonight, 15-plus mile-per-hour winds, and it's really affected the total. It's affected Trevor's passing line. It's only 214 and a half yards for Trevor. I still think he gets there tonight. He's only been held under 215 yards once in the last 6 games, and I do think that the Jaguars are going to get this done tonight with the way they've been playing lately.
I hope you wear all Jags gear and are just, people are throwing things at you. Dirt, like wet
Thank you. I
popcorn.
appreciate that.
Wet. If you see Hamilton, cut this thing off if you see him. We love you, Hamilton. That was Hammer Time.
I might have to
Great
peel
show.
out of there. If
Is Weddle mad at me?
maybe.
I think you made him mad at me.